partners of the consortium, and we mentioned them just now, aim to accelerate the transition towards the circular economy, each, of course, in their own way. And you will hear from each partner their most important insights and findings about the circular economy, starting, as said, with the Utrecht University, which has studied the business models of over 150 circular startups in the Netherlands and abroad. Startups apparently are key to the circular economy, and the researchers found out. But of course, we wonder, why is that so? And that will be explained by Thomas Bauwens.
In this presentation, I will focus on the roles of circular startups in building a transition towards a circular economy. Take the example of BikeFlip, circular startups formed by former students from Utrecht University. BikeFlip wanted to find a solution to the many abandoned kids' bicycles in the Netherlands. It refurbishes and offers second-hand kids' bicycles for a fixed monthly fee, which includes the repair and the maintenance of the bicycles. When the child outgrows the bicycle, the customer can give it back to BikeFlip and take another one, so that BikeFlip can deliver it to another customer. This circular startup can truly contribute to a circular bike economy in the Netherlands. In our research about the business models of circular startups in the Netherlands, but also in London and Berlin areas, we have identified 5 archetypes of circular startups. So let's go through these 5 archetypes. The first archetype is design-based startups. The characteristic of these startups is that they base their business model on source material minimization, production process efficiency, or product design. So this includes innovations like bio-based materials for construction or modular and reusable batteries for energy storage. The second archetype is waste-based startups, which create value from waste streams, for example, by turning coffee waste into mushrooms. The third archetype is platform-based startups, which offer digital platforms to exchange materials and products between individuals or between businesses. The fourth archetype of circular startup is service-based startups, which develop product service system models, just like BikeFlip, which entails selling performance or services instead of material products. And finally, the fifth archetype is nature-based startups, which contribute to restore natural ecosystems, for example, through green rooftops or other green infrastructures in cities. In this work, we have also examined the circular business model strategies of circular startups, and we compared them to those of established firms. And this we based on the R strategy ladder. This ladder establishes a clear hierarchy of priorities in the waste management methods. So the first R, regenerate, is given priority over the second R, reduce, and the degree of circularity is progressively decreasing down the list. And an important result of our research is that circular startups embrace more ambitious circularity strategies in the R ladder compared to established firms. So circular startups can really lead the way towards higher level of circularity. And in particular, circular startups tend to avoid scarce resources even before the products or the services reach the market, whereas established firms focus on end-of-life solutions such as recycling programs. An important caveat to this result, however, is that established firms are better represented than circular startups in the reuse strategy. And this is because established firms are better positioned to implement a take-back system, which enables firms to collect products at the end of their lives and to give them a second use cycle. Circular startups also face challenges. I will give 3 examples. An economic challenge is that it's still today relatively cheap to use newly extracted resources compared to recycled or reused materials or products. So it's difficult for circular businesses, and especially circular startups, to build a business case around reused or recycled products. A regulatory challenge is that some regulations may be hurdles to circular businesses. So, for example, some waste regulation may impede circular initiatives to use byproducts of production processes as inputs for new product development because they are classified as waste. An example of financial challenge is provided by the product service system model, which entails selling performance or service instead of material products, because this model has a very different cost and cash flow structure than conventional models, and therefore a very different risk structure for banks, which are reluctant to finance these kinds of models. To tackle these challenges, it is essential for circular startups to build collaborations with other actors, such as supply chain partners, incubators, financial actors, knowledge institutes, policymakers, and consumers. And it is also essential to set the right contextual conditions, for example, through policies like circular public procurements or tax policies, to genuinely unlock the potential of circular startups to contribute to a circular economy.